A decade ago, Yeovil Town were playing in the second tier of English football, celebrating a 2-1 win against Brentford at Wembley in the League One playoff final. It is to this day the club's biggest achievement for a club that spent the majority of its history playing non-league football. Now though, the club is going through one of its toughest patches in its 127-year history following relegation from the National League. Founded in 1895, the Somerset club only reached the Football League in 2003 for the first time, going on to establish rivalries with Bristol Rovers, Exeter City, and to a lesser extent, Bristol City, Swindon Town, and Bournemouth. Even a decade ago, the club was in the same league as clubs like Leicester City, Leeds United, Brighton and Hove Albion, and Bournemouth. But fast forward a decade later, next season, they'll be playing fierce non-league rivals Bath City, face a newly promoted Weston-super-Mare, and even square off in a first competitive league game against fellow Somerset club Taunton Town. So how did this dramatic fall happen? Well, the seeds of Yeovil's troubles have been brewing off the pitch for years, heading back to 2013 when the club were promoted to the Championship. You could have been forgiven for thinking it was a joyous moment for the club, that no one could stop them. However, then Yeovil chairman John Fry wasn't necessarily celebrating. He told the BBC, quote, "When we came into the Championship, I could see what was coming," he said. I was probably the one person that day looking around at the celebrations, and I thought, hang on a minute, we have to get the money in here. Probably my biggest regret is I could not think of a way, and my key worry was making sure the club did not go broke. We did very well in the Championship, we competed well, but we just didn't quite have it. We took on the big boys and they respected us for it. It's a moment in history, but it has cost us dearly. Yeovil suffered back-to-back relegations out of the Championship, finishing dead last for 2 seasons in a row, and by February of 2015 they were bottom of League One, having sacked manager Gary Johnson, who in 2 spells had got them first into the Football League in his first spell, and in his second spell got them into the Championship. By 2016, long-time Yeovil Town owners John Fry and Norman Hayward said they wanted to sell the club, and by 2019 they'd finally got that buyer. By that time though, the club was already in the National League. The new owner was Scott Priestnall, who had previously been involved in a consortium that bought Worcester Warriors Rugby Club in 2018. Worcester Warriors, by the way, went out of business this season in rugby's Premiership. It ended Fry's 23 years at the helm of the Glovers, taking them from the Isthmian League to the Championship. It was here when a lack of transparency rocked the club when it needed stability. The sale of the club's stadium, Hewish Park, to Somerset District Council, which raised around £2.4 million for the club during 2020, which was a year of the pandemic. Then in March of this year, 2023, the club were involved in another takeover from an organisation called SU Glovers. However, this takeover is yet to be confirmed, causing confusion amongst media, supporters, even players, and club management. This lack of direction off the pitch has infected the club on the pitch, with the club winning 7 of 44 games this season. Even bringing in former Swindon Town and Forest Green manager Mark Cooper hasn't helped, as he couldn't steady the ship. Mark Cooper, of course, has led Swindon Town to a League One playoff final and won the National League with Forest Green Rovers. But I will end on a positive note that ex-EFL clubs that have dropped to this level before, such as Stockport County, spent 6 years in the National League North, and now they're on the verge of finishing in the League Two playoffs. Plus, Yeovil aren't the only ex-Football League club to be relegated from the National League this season. Hi, Scunthorpe and Torquay United.